This right here is my first 20 silver rounds ever. These are the first 20 rounds that I picked up in this tube. And yeah, this is what I got first starting out stacking. I got into stacking about 3 months ago because I started to learn about inflation and how the money and economy worked. Initially, I saw a Dave Ramsey video where he was telling this lady to sell her gold because it wasn't a real investment. Gold meant nothing. And he didn't say it with those exact words, but he basically told her that gold and precious metals mean nothing. And he told her to sell her gold and, cash it out, pay off her debt, like he tells everyone. And I do agree with that part, to pay off your debt and everything like that. But if I would have, back then when I didn't know anything as well, I would have listened to him. I probably would have sold, my silver, my gold, or whatever, if I was just taking his advice. And yeah, I probably would have just sold it, took his advice, and then paid off my debt. But knowing what I know now, knowing that inflation goes up every year, so that means the value of these precious metals like gold and silver will go up every year. Knowing that, I probably would never sell, my gold or silver if I was in that situation. I probably would just keep that and, I probably would just keep my metals and just, try to pay off my debt more periodically with, my income or whatever. But this lady, she sold, at the time, it was probably like 40 grand worth of silver. 40 grand worth of gold or something like that. And, fast forward like 10 years or however long, it like doubled or tripled in her case. And, it was like a flashback video. So basically, it was like a highlight, to try to prove him wrong or whatever. But he does have good advice, financially. Not in every situation, but he gives off decent advice for people who don't know anything about finance to begin with. So yeah, I seen that video, and then I just started to go down the rabbit hole. And I seen that that every time the government, in America specifically, prints money, that these metals, go up. And I was wondering why that is. And it's because, I guess, every time the government prints money, more people buy this gold and silver because they don't trust the government printing money. They don't trust, just random money generating out of nowhere. So people put their money into this. And that's what drives up the value of this. But not only that, the government has also listed this as, a scarcity resource. They listed this. They listed a few other precious metals, as well as, when inflation and everything, when people start doubting the government and the economy, that's when they go out and purchase this type of stuff. The value of it goes up. Our semiconductors and everything else that we have, our chips, solar panels, batteries, you name it, green energy, that all takes this silver, metal to produce that type of stuff. And that's one of the main factors of why this stuff goes up in value. So if people try to tell you this stuff isn't a good investment, even if it went to zero, I tell everyone, I tell my followers, I would just become a jeweler at this point. Because, people do like this stuff. It is flashy. People like it. It is needed. So I don't see why people would ever say it will go down in value. It could, because there is a lot of manipulation with this type of stuff. As we've seen in the past, as we see now, is why silver is not at the value it's supposed to be at. Because there's a lot of manipulation with the bigger people, whoever you want to call it, if you want to call it the government, or, whoever controls this stuff, whoever manages the value of it. There is manipulation at play. But with that knowledge, that's why it's important to do your research and learn about this stuff, because it does have a value. It goes up in value, and it is important to own a piece of it. I'm not saying put all of your money into it. I'm saying if you could put like 15% of your money into it, 15% of your income, that's good enough. Just like everything else, you want to diversify your portfolio. I don't put all my money in it. I put a lot of it into it, especially because we do have this YouTube channel. So, and I do believe in it. I do believe that it'll go up. And this is pretty cool. It's a cool thing to look at. This is worth something. You can go pay for stuff with this stuff. It does have a dollar amount of face value. So if it did go to $0, it would still be worth $1 at the end of the day. But most people value it at its trade value, which is right now about $62, I think. So yeah, this stuff has a value. If you don't want to say it has a value, at the $62 mark, it's worth $1 if you want to trade it. Now, we all know it's not worth just $1, but yeah, that's why I got into it. That's one of the main reasons. I do believe in this stuff. I'm going to keep stacking. I'm going to keep buying more. And yeah, I advise, well, actually, no, I don't advise anybody to, go out there and spend money on this stuff. I do it because I collect it. I believe in it. If you want to do it, do what you want to do. Listen to me if you want to. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. I'm going to keep buying this stuff up. And yeah, I appreciate the support. Let me know what you're going to do down below in the comment section. Let me know what you believe. And with silver, what you think's going to happen with it. If it's going to go up or down. Most of the people in the community already said they believe it's going to go up over $100 by the summer. I predicted that it'll go up to at least 85 at a minimum. So yeah, if it goes to 100, I'm happy with that. If it just stays at 85, if it gets to 85, I'm happy with that. If it stays at $60, $62 right now, I'll be happy with that because I'm still buying it at the price so that'll be good. If it goes down, I'm happy with that too because I'm still buying it. So whatever happens with the price of it, it is what it is. I'm still buying it. I'm still stacking. Yeah, let me know what you guys would do. Peace.